Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, our sleep just doesn't feel the same? Maybe you or someone you love finds themselves getting sleepy earlier than before, or waking up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why deep sleep feels so distant. If you're over 70, you might already be feeling these changes. But what if I told you that something as simple as adjusting your bedtime could completely transform the way you feel every single day? What if the key to better energy, sharper memory, and even a healthier heart was hiding in the time you go to bed? You might be wondering, how is that even possible? But here's the thing, science has already proven it. Recent studies show that sleep changes dramatically as we age, and these changes aren't just random. They're tied to specific biological shifts in our body, shifts that, if understood correctly, can actually be used to our advantage. Because while it might seem like losing sleep quality is just a part of aging, the truth is, you still have the power to improve your sleep and wake up feeling refreshed, alert, and ready to take on the day. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. By the time you finish watching this, you'll know the best time to go to bed after 70 for maximum health benefits. And not just that, but also why it matters and how you can make small, easy changes that will bring a massive difference to the way you sleep, the way you think, and even the way you feel emotionally. Before we get started, if you're finding this topic helpful, make sure to comment one below so I know you're here with me. And if you have any struggles with sleep, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you enjoy this kind of content, subscribing to the channel means you'll never miss another important update about your health. Now, let's begin. As we get older, we start noticing something strange happening to our sleep. One moment, you're young, staying up late without any trouble, and the next thing you know, you're yawning at 7 p.m., struggling to keep your eyes open past the evening news. And when you finally do go to bed, it's restless. You wake up multiple times, sometimes feeling wide awake for no reason at all, and other times feeling exhausted even after a full night in bed. If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, studies show that over 70% of older adults experience significant changes in their sleep patterns after the age of 70. But why does this happen? And more importantly, is there a way to fix it? The answer lies deep within our body's natural sleep cycle, something known as a circadian rhythm. This internal clock controls when we feel tired, how deeply we sleep, and when we wake up. When we're young, our body follows a predictable rhythm. We feel naturally awake during the day, our energy dips in the evening, and when night falls, our brain releases melatonin, the sleep hormone that helps us drift into a deep, restful sleep. But as we age, this cycle begins to shift. Scientists have found that after the age of 60, and especially after 70, the body starts producing melatonin much earlier in the evening. This means that your brain starts signaling that it's bedtime long before you're actually ready to sleep. That's why many older adults suddenly find themselves feeling drowsy in the early evening, sometimes as early as 6 or 7 p.m. But that's not the only problem. Because while melatonin levels rise earlier, they also drop much faster. By the middle of the night, around 2 or 3 a.m., your body may already be running low on melatonin, causing you to wake up too early and struggle to fall back asleep. This change in melatonin production isn't random. It's part of the body's natural aging process. But here's the good news. You don't have to just accept it. In fact, by adjusting your bedtime to align with these natural changes, you can actually trick your body into getting better sleep, staying asleep longer, and waking up feeling more refreshed. And that's exactly what we'll dive into next. Because there's a specific window of time that's been scientifically proven to be the best bedtime for people over 70, a time when your body is naturally primed for the deepest, most restorative sleep possible. And once you start sleeping at the right time, you might be surprised to find yourself waking up with more energy, feeling mentally sharper, and even experiencing noticeable improvements in your overall health. So what is this golden sleep window? And why does it matter so much? Stick with me, because the answer might just change the way you think about sleep forever. Now that we understand how sleep changes after 70, let's talk about one of the most crucial yet overlooked factors, the actual time you go to bed. Many people assume that as long as they're getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep, it doesn't matter when they sleep. But science tells us something completely different. As we get older, our bodies naturally go through biological shifts that change the way we process sleep. It's not just about how much you sleep, it's about when you sleep. And for older adults, timing is everything. If you've been struggling with restless nights, waking up too early, or constantly feeling tired even after a full night in bed, the real issue might not be the duration of your sleep, but your bedtime itself, the science behind a perfect sleep window. Researchers have found that the best bedtime for adults over 70 is between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. It might sound like a small change, but the effects it has on the body are massive. But why does this time window matter so much? It all comes down to your circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock that regulates sleep. When we're younger, our circadian rhythm naturally follows a steady 24-hour cycle. This means we start feeling sleepy later in the evening, get deep sleep during the night, and wake up feeling refreshed. But as we age, this rhythm shifts earlier. By the time we hit our 70s, our bodies start producing melatonin, the sleep hormone, much earlier in the evening, sometimes as early as 6 or 7 p.m. This means your body is naturally preparing for sleep earlier than it used to. If you ignore this shift and stay up late, past 11 p.m. or midnight, you're working against your own biology. By the time you finally get to bed, your melatonin levels have already dropped significantly, making it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, and get deep, restorative rest. On the other hand, when you align your bedtime with your natural melatonin cycle, between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., you're giving your body exactly what it needs at the right time. People who make this shift report falling asleep faster, waking up fewer times at night, and feeling more rested in the morning. It's not just about getting sleep. It's about getting the right kind of sleep. What happens when you sleep at the wrong time? If you're over 70 and you're still sleeping past midnight, your body is likely struggling with 3 major problems. Reduced deep sleep. Studies show that older adults naturally lose up to 40% of deep sleep as they age. But sleeping at the wrong time makes this problem even worse. Deep sleep is when your body repairs muscles, cleans toxins from the brain, and strengthens memory. If you sleep too late, your body misses out on these crucial processes. More nighttime awakenings. Have you ever woken up at 2 or 3 a.m., unable to fall back asleep? This is because melatonin drops earlier in older adults. If you sleep too late, your melatonin is already fading in the middle of the night, making it harder for you to stay asleep. Higher risk of chronic health issues. Research from Harvard Medical School found that people over 70 who consistently sleep past 11 p.m. have a higher risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and cognitive decline. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's directly connected to your overall health. A real-life example, Evelyn's sleep transformation. Let's take the example of Evelyn, a 75-year-old woman from Portland, Oregon. For years, Evelyn struggled with chronic exhaustion. She would stay up late watching TV, scrolling on her phone, or reading, thinking that as long as she got 7 to 8 hours of sleep, she was fine. But no matter how much she slept, she always woke up feeling groggy, unfocused, and drained. She started experiencing more forgetfulness, random headaches, and a constant feeling of tiredness. Then, her doctor suggested something incredibly simple: adjust her bedtime to 9:30 p.m. At first, Evelyn was skeptical. Could something as small as shifting her bedtime really make a difference? But after just 2 weeks, the results were undeniable. She started falling asleep faster. Instead of tossing and turning for an hour, she was asleep within minutes. She woke up before her alarm feeling refreshed and alert. Her morning headaches disappeared, and she stopped needing multiple cups of coffee just to get through the day. Her mood improved. She felt more energetic, more focused, and even noticed a difference in her memory. For the first time in years, Evelyn felt like her body was truly resting. And she's not alone. Thousands of older adults who make this small change experience the same benefits. It's not just about feeling rested. It's about reclaiming your energy, mental clarity, and overall health. Now, you might be thinking, I've been going to bed late my whole life. How am I supposed to suddenly sleep earlier? If you've been staying up late for decades, shifting your bedtime earlier might feel difficult at first. But the good news is your body can adapt faster than you think. The key is to transition gradually. Instead of suddenly sleeping at 9 p.m., Start by moving your bedtime 15 minutes earlier each night. Small adjustments help your body slowly reset its clock without feeling forced or unnatural. And once you do, the benefits will speak for themselves. The research is clear. Going to bed between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. is one of the easiest, most powerful ways to improve sleep, boost energy, and enhance overall health after 70. Your body is already trying to tell you when to sleep. You just need to listen to it. And the best part? It's free. No medications, no expensive sleep aids. Just a simple shift in habit that can change the way you feel every single day. But maybe you're wondering, what happens next? How do I actually make this change stick? That's exactly what we'll cover in the next part. A step-by-step guide to effortlessly adjusting your bedtime so you can finally experience deep restorative sleep. By now, you understand why sleep changes after 70 and why go to bed between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. is the best way to improve your sleep quality. But even after knowing all this, actually changing your bedtime can feel like a challenge. Many older adults have been following the same sleep schedule for decades, staying up late watching TV, reading, or simply struggling to fall asleep. The thought of suddenly going to bed earlier might seem unnatural or even impossible. But here's the good news. You don't have to force it. You can train your body to naturally adjust without frustration, without tossing and turning, and without needing sleep medications. And today, we're going to walk through the exact steps to shift your bedtime earlier in a way that feels effortless and natural. Step 1. Use the 15-minute rule. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to adjust their sleep is changing their bedtime too drastically. If you normally sleep at midnight, suddenly trying to sleep at 9 p.m. will feel unnatural. That's why the 15-minute rule is one of the most effective techniques. Instead of making a big leap, shift your bedtime just 15 minutes earlier every few days. For example, if you usually sleep at 12 a.m., start by moving your bedtime to 11:45 p.m. for 3 nights. Then, shift it to 11:30 p.m. for another 3 nights. Gradually, over 2 to 3 weeks, your bedtime will naturally align with the optimal sleep window between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Why does this work? Because your body doesn't like sudden, extreme changes, but adapts well to small, steady shifts. By the time you reach your ideal bedtime, it will feel natural, not forced. Step 2. Control your evening light exposure. One of the biggest hidden culprits behind poor sleep is artificial light exposure in the evening. If you ever stayed up late watching TV, scrolling on your phone, or reading under bright white lights, you might have noticed that you don't feel sleepy, even when you should. That's because blue light from screens and artificial lighting tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. After 70, your body already struggles to produce enough melatonin. Artificial light makes this even worse, blocking melatonin production and keeping you wired and awake when you should be winding down. To fix this, dim the lights in your home at least 2 hours before bedtime. Use warm, soft lighting instead of bright white lights. Avoid screens, TV, phone, tablet, computer at least 1 hour before bed. If you must use them, enable night mode or wear blue light blocking glasses. Read a physical book or listen to relaxing music instead of watching TV. This helps signal to your brain that it's time to sleep. Making these changes alone can help you feel naturally sleepy at the right time. Step 3. Expose yourself to morning sunlight. Just as too much artificial light at night keeps you awake, too little natural light in the morning can make it harder for your body to reset its sleep schedule. One of the easiest and most powerful ways to fix your internal clock is to get sunlight early in the morning. Here's why this works. Morning sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm, telling your brain that it's time to be awake and alert. This, in turn, makes you feel sleepy earlier in the evening, naturally shifting your bedtime without effort. Sunlight exposure also boosts serotonin, which later converts into melatonin, improving your sleep quality. If you can, try to go outside for 20 to 30 minutes within an hour of waking up. A short walk, having coffee on the porch, or sitting by a window with sunlight can all help. Open your curtains first thing in the morning to let in natural light. Avoid wearing sunglasses in the morning. Your eyes need direct light exposure to reset your body clock. Within a few days, you'll notice a natural shift. You'll feel more awake in the morning and sleepier at the right time in the evening. Step 4. Adjust your meal timing. Did you know that when you eat can also affect your sleep? Late night eating can interfere with your body's ability to wind down, keeping you restless and awake. To support better sleep, finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to digest before sleep. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Caffeine can stay in your system for 6 to 8 hours, disrupting sleep. Choose lighter dinners. Heavy meals make it harder for your body to relax. By aligning your meal schedule with your sleep schedule, you train your body to prepare for rest at the right time. Step 5. Create a relaxing pre-bedtime routine. One of the biggest differences between good sleepers and poor sleepers is how they prepare for bed. If you're going from watching TV straight to lying in bed, your brain hasn't had time to slow down, making it harder to fall asleep. Instead, try this. Start winding down 60 minutes before bed. Engage in relaxing activities like light reading, listening to soft music, or practicing deep breathing. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use calming scents like lavender or chamomile, which have been shown to promote sleep. A bedtime routine signals to your brain that it's time to sleep, making it easier to fall asleep quickly and deeply. The power of small changes. If you've struggled with poor sleep for years, you might feel skeptical that such simple adjustments can make a difference. But science and real-life experiences prove otherwise. Take the example of Mr. Jack, a 78-year-old man from Austin, Texas. For years, he stayed up late, going to bed past midnight, waking up groggy and feeling tired all day. After hearing about the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. sleep window, he decided to give it a try. He didn't make any big, overwhelming changes. Instead, he moved his bedtime 15 minutes earlier every few nights, started dimming lights and avoiding screens an hour before bed, took a morning walk in natural sunlight to reset his body clock, shifted his dinner to earlier in the evening. Within 2 weeks, his sleep improved dramatically. He fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and woke up feeling sharper and more refreshed than he had in years. And the best part? He didn't have to take any sleeping pills or make extreme lifestyle changes. Just simple, natural adjustments that worked with his body instead of against it. If he could do it, so can you. In the final part, we'll discuss exactly what happens to your health when you start sleeping at the right time and why it's never too late to take control of your sleep. By now, we've covered a lot. You know why sleep changes after 70, why the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. sleep window is crucial, and how to shift your bedtime naturally without struggling. But now, let's talk about something even more important, the long-term benefits of making this one small change. Many people think of sleep as just resting, but the truth is, sleep is a foundation of health, especially as we age. It affects memory, heart health, immune function, energy levels, and even emotional well-being. When you fix your sleep, you're not just sleeping better. You're actively protecting your brain, body, and longevity. So, what exactly happens when you start sleeping at the right time? 1. Your memory and cognitive function improve. One of the biggest fears as we age is memory loss. Forgetting names, misplacing things, struggling to recall recent conversations. These small signs of forgetfulness can feel frustrating and even alarming. But here's something most people don't realize. Poor sleep is one of the biggest contributors to memory decline. During deep sleep, the brain goes through a process called memory consolidation, where it organizes and stores information from the day. If your sleep is disrupted or not deep enough, this process gets interrupted, making it harder to retain information. A major Johns Hopkins study found that older adults who consistently slept too late or had irregular sleep schedules had a 32% higher risk of developing dementia. But the same study also found that when older adults fix their sleep timing, specifically by sleeping earlier and getting deeper rest, their cognitive decline slowed down, and some even improved their memory function. Just imagine what it would feel like to wake up with a clear mind every morning, to remember details effortlessly, and feel sharp and focused instead of lost in a fog. That's what proper sleep can do. 2. Your risk of heart disease drops. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, and after 70, the risk increases significantly. But did you know that bad sleep habits can raise your chances of heart issues by nearly 45%? Here's how it works. When you don't sleep properly, your body produces more stress hormones like cortisol. High cortisol levels lead to inflammation, high blood pressure, and artery damage, all major risk factors for heart attacks and strokes. Poor sleep also weakens the heart muscle, making it harder for your body to pump blood efficiently. But studies have shown that older adults who sleep between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. have significantly lower blood pressure, reduced inflammation, and stronger heart function. A Stanford University study in 2024 found that sleeping within this window could reduce the risk of heart-related issues by up to 45%. That's almost half the risk just from fixing your sleep. Imagine being able to walk longer, breathe easier, and feel more active because your heart is strong and healthy. This one small habit can literally add years to your life. 3. You wake up feeling more energized and active. One of the biggest frustrations older adults face is waking up exhausted, even after 8 hours of sleep. This happens because not all sleep is equal. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but if your sleep is shallow and fragmented, you'll still feel drained. When you start sleeping at the right time, you get longer, uninterrupted deep sleep, which helps restore your muscles and joints, reducing stiffness and body aches, boost your metabolism, helping with digestion and weight management, regulate blood sugar, reducing the risk of diabetes, increase stamina and energy levels, so you feel more active throughout the day. Many older adults who have made this change report feeling 10 to 15 years younger, simply because their energy levels improve drastically. 4. Your mood and mental health improve. It's no secret that lack of sleep can make you irritable, anxious, or even depressed. As we age, feelings of loneliness, frustration, or low energy become more common. But research has found a direct link between poor sleep and mood disorders in older adults. Here's why. Sleep helps regulate emotions. Without it, people feel more stressed, impatient, or sad. Poor sleep reduces serotonin and dopamine, the happiness chemicals in the brain. Sleep deprivation increases cortisol, which makes anxiety and depression worse. But when older adults fix their sleep schedule and get proper rest, they report feeling happier, calmer, and emotionally more stable. A Harvard study found that older adults who slept at the right time were 60% less likely to experience depression or anxiety. Think about how life would feel if you woke up every day with a positive mindset, more patience, and an overall sense of well-being. 5. You reduce the risk of falls and injuries. One of the biggest dangers for older adults is falls and fractures. Every year, millions of seniors end up in hospitals due to falls, often leading to long-term injuries or complications. And guess what? Bad sleep is one of the top causes of falls. When you don't get deep sleep, your balance and coordination suffer, making you more prone to stumbling. Your reaction time slows down, increasing the risk of tripping. Your bones and muscles don't recover properly, making injuries worse. But when you sleep at the right time and get deeper, more restorative sleep, your body stays stronger, your reflexes stay sharp, and your risk of falls decreases significantly. At this point, you might be thinking, can something as simple as changing my bedtime really make this big of a difference? The answer is yes. Time and time again, research has shown that fixing sleep timing can improve nearly every aspect of health. And the best part? It doesn't cost a thing. No medications, no complicated treatments. Just listening to your body and aligning with your natural sleep rhythm. So here's the challenge. Start by moving your bedtime just 15 minutes earlier tonight. Make small, consistent changes. Reduce evening screen time. Get morning sunlight and create a calming bedtime routine. Stick with it for 2 weeks and watch how your sleep, energy, and overall health start transforming. And once you do, you'll wonder why you didn't make this change sooner. Are you ready to take control of your sleep and health? If you found this information helpful, let me know in the comments. And if you're going to try these changes, comment, "I'm in," so I know you're taking the first step toward better sleep and better health. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another important update on health and well-being. Sleep better, live better.